anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
Too much can be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
Pipe bombs, pipe bombs, pipe bombs. In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
I represent the underdogs.
Pipe bombs, pipe bombs. Hey, pipe.
Well, that's one thing I didn't want to hear this morning. May attach to the uterine wall. Okay, so I'm in this draft and I'm playing a deck, and well, the deck has cards. Cards turn to other cards which activate things and stuff occurs. That is your introduction to Magique. Magique. Maybe that's where the French played. It just sounds so much better in French. Although I'm pretty sure that the French word for magic isn't magic. And why not just use the Traveler's Amulet? Like, I can't... There's no artifact destruction in blue or white. Even if I were to use artifact destruction, it wouldn't be on a Traveler's Amulet. He angers me. I want to hurt him. Can I do that? Is that legal? No? Okay. Dude's a massive bitch, and I mean like big time massive bitch. Gun laws in New York. There was a guy who had gun licenses in his home state, and he brought 3 guns with him to New York. Now, first of all, I don't know if he flew here or not, but if you try and bring a gun on a plane, they will think you're a terrorist and shoot you down. Now, here's a question. Why isn't he attacking with his Patricia Markov? And yes, I know it's Markov Patrician, but that just doesn't sound right, does it? That sounds like a stupid name. So I'm going to call it Patricia Markov, because it sounds better, to me at least. Oh, and unlike in the last game, this guy actually sounds like he knows what he's doing. He just takes a really long time to think, and I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of had to cut out the part where I fell asleep. Yeah. Okay, so, but this dude, he had a gun in New York, which is normal because he had actually 3 guns. Why 3 guns? I don't know. One of them was a .45 caliber, you know, it's the pistol that they use in movies that, it's the, what's that dude's name? It's the gigantic fucking Magnum. Okay, why he has that, I do not know. Why he didn't attack with the Patricia Markov, Patrician, Patricia M. Markov, Cecilia, whatever her name is, you know, I don't know. Oh, a new Dark Ascension card was just released this second, and it sucks. Blue, white, gold, I believe Mythic, Flyer. Whenever you gain life, draw a card. I have this odd feeling that green, white, blue, otherwise known as green, white, blue, would be be Wub? No. Wug? Something like that. So, I don't know. Whatevs. Is that what he was worried about? He was worried about a Slayer the Wicked? A Wicked Slayer? Slayer the band? I don't know. Should I have killed my own scab thingy with it? No. I'm always worried about using things like that against a green deck, because Ranger's Guile is just... it's large and in charge. Let me just leave it at that. Oh, so this dude, he has 3 guns with him. I think, you know, just the .45 cal Magnum was more than enough to protect him, but he had legal gun licenses in his home state, which is totally fine. If you have legal gun licenses, you're allowed to legally own guns, and that is your Third Amendment right, the quote right to bear arms. And he was arrested in a New York hotel for having 3 guns, and New York is the second state in terms of gun control policy in the United States. Like, they are, bar none, the worst when it comes to gun control. The second worst, I'm sorry. Washington is the worst. Because you have a, I hate running headfirst into a bloodline keeper. I really don't know what to do against that, to be honest. Really nothing I can do. Except dream. Free ballin', ballin' now. Well, now I know why he hasn't attacked with his Patricia Markov. Had he attacked with the Patricia Markov, it would be slower for him to get to the 5 vampires needed to blah 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 blah, and also his deck was well constructed enough to that I had to waste my Slayer of the Wicked on a werewolf instead of a super vampire, which pisses me off slightly. Oh, so this dude's arrested, but New York, so the dude, he has 3 guns, and he's in a hotel, and he's arrested, and he's being held on $50,000 bail. Which, by the way, when it comes to bail, I know this firsthand. You only have to pay 10%. So, like, $500 bail is like $50. It's only if you don't show up to court that you have to pay the extra money. Most people don't know that. But he has a legal gun license in his home state, but brought his guns here, and now he's arrested, and each gun carries a sentence of 5 years in jail. You know? It's kind of weird like that. You know what I'm saying? Word. It's like when Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg. Jail should be for bad people, not stupid people. Well, I tapped down stuff. Things were tapped down. Mana was used. Things were played. Fantastic. Fantastico. The only problem is he is now 1 vampire away from endgame. Unless that is... Oh, that's useful. Too late, let's just say. Let's leave it at that. He won't block. That's the one thing I have going in my favor, is that he will not block. Because he wants to flip Bloodline Keeper into whatever it is the other side of Bloodline Keeper is. I really just wish that I had 1 black mana and unburial rights, so that way I could kind of get my Slayer out of the graveyard. Him sitting there is a bad thing for Johnny. Just had a Tourette's moment there. I have horrible stomach pains, by the way. I'm gonna have to poop in a little while. Oh, fuck. That sucks balls. Do you know what sucks? Is not only does he have a good deck, but he's an idiot. Fuck. And how come, like, when I need, like, 1 green mana and I'm playing a 2-color deck, I can't do shit. When someone needs, like, when someone's playing a 3-color deck, they get, like, 2 of each. Man, shit if I know. Okay, so we transform that. See, this is how I know he's an idiot. You wanna know how I know he's an idiot? He tried to transform a flipped over dude. You can't transform flip cards. So I'm being beaten by a lucky ass idiot. Damn, that angus me. Yeah, I'll tap down things, stuff and things. Stuff and things, stuff and things. Everybody loves stuff and things. Ew, stuff and things. Sounds kind of wrong. The only problem is now he could poop out 2 4/4 vampires every turn. That's a bad thing. By Calvin Klein. But no, in Dark Ascension they released the first crappy mythic. Oh, good, you're useful. By you're useful, I mean you're not useful right now. The most I could do is 6, 7. Not enough to kill him, and to be honest, this game. Okay, he tapped that. I don't know, maybe he thinks it's an elf. I don't know why the fuck it isn't an elf. 6, 8, 8. I don't know why he had to block there. I mean, he would have won regardless. Gah. I'll tap down your actual Bloodline Keeper, although it won't matter. You can gain 5 life. And if he flashes back Crackling Counterpart, which he can't do, luckily, because he blocked, each of those would be like, what would they be? Like 6 6s, and the Patricia Markov would be like a 99, 97 or something. Am I dead yet? I'm close. Close to death. Geist Honored Monk, I don't think will even get me out of this dilly of a pickle. And yeah, that's right. I'm gonna use terms like dilly of a fucking pickle. Got a problem with that, bitch? I don't know why he keeps things back. Not that it matters. But, could have just kind of killed me in one shot there. Shot to the heart, and you're to blame. And you give love a bad name. You play your part, you play your game. No, the flashback cost is 7. Oh my god. I hate losing to a stupid person. God damn. Oh, and you know, there's an extra finisher just in case he, you know. But that's good though. He's showing me his deck. You know, any cards you show me is good information to have. So, let's go with the hope of him not having Unburial Rights and shove that in the deck, because I don't, if that vampire flips, I want to kill it. If he puts out a 5/1 flippy, I want to kill it. I want to leave the Delvers in. I don't want to put that in, to be honest with you. I want to put in the 2 curses, the Millstone curses, because I have a feeling that his deck, you know, yeah, I don't think Dissipate is the right way to go here, to be honest. I mean, I have to race this guy, and you can't race while you're trying to control your opponent, especially if he could have a 4th turn Bloodline Keeper, and if I don't have Slayer in my hand, that's game over. So, let's give this a go. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. Do you know why? Because I'm a badass like that. Because I'm a beast. I'm a dog. I'm a beast. And this here is why Delver is playable in draft. If you have the correct deck, just a dash of luck, and a little bit of imagination. Just a bit of sugar in your something. I never actually saw Mary Poppins. I was neglected as a child. Alright. So, do you know what really sucks, though? More than anything? More than the fact that I now have him on a 20-turn clock? I have 3 clocks in my room. An alarm clock, my cable box, and just like a phone. All 3 of which have different times on them. Yes, Delver is now flipped. It's time to bring the pain. Now, I do have a choice here. I do know that he has multiple bloodline. He has bloodline keeper. He has a lot of threats. That I don't care about. I don't think he understands that. And yeah, I'm a fan of Supernatural, and if you got a fucking problem with that, you can lick my fucking balls. I can use the bounce spell to actually bounce my Slayer back to my hand. So but he's on a pretty short leash, given that the the Delver is just wrecking him to shreds right now. Okay, that's good. Do I think he did? I think he kept a hand with a Bloodline Keeper in it, even though it may have not been the best hand to keep, purely because it had Bloodline Keeper in it. Now he's got to fish for mana, and who knows what he's going to sack. Oh, I love this episode of Supernatural. Yeah, that's right. I love an episode of Supernatural. You got a problem with that, bitch? So you're going to hear it in the background, because this is a great episode. Now, his Ambush Viper, which is shiny, I'll give him credit, is nullified in sense. So is that. I can block one, tap the other, wash, rinse, and repeat. I could also use my tap down spell to tap down both creatures. I could use my Evasinian Priest, and I have heard that the final Planeswalker in the last block will either be Nicol Bolas or Avacyn, but then again, I don't know, nor do I care. What I do know is that Delver is doing work. And if you know, Delver is a great addition to blue-white decks, and I don't know why people don't use him more. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, buddy? He's digging for gold. So, I don't think he found any, to be honest. He doesn't have the right mana out, and I can kill almost anything in his deck, which makes me feel better about myself. Really, it gives me a self-esteem boost. I just wish I would draw those 2 thingamabobs. But regardless, I could still smack him for 5 each turn if I wanted to. I'm going to play it safe and just keep hitting him for 3. I don't know what he's waiting for. Any day now. Wow, that's a lot of mana in the graveyard. You only have 17 in your deck. But knowing my luck, if that was me, even though there's only 17 in the deck, there would magically be like 19. Well, he's down to 7 now, so he has two, 2 turns, maybe, left to try and win the game. Of which my deck is made to stop anything that he can possibly put out. So I really have no issues with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can use Crackling Counterpart. That would do nothing. He's gonna self-mill again. That's... wow. Well, now I know why he's in black. Dude, what must have happened? He must have started off, like, blue self-mill. Or he must have started off green, and then second pack opened up Reaper, and then was either passed, or, you know, got the Reaper and then a Bloodline Keeper, and that forced him into black late. That's why his black isn't incredibly strong. Should also explain why black started to kind of dry up towards the end of the, at the third pack, even though it was pretty open in the first and second, if I remember right. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Attack me? I dare you. I dare you, motherfucker. Attack me, bitch. Why would you sacrifice a Sumberwald Spider? You could have played that Sumberwald Spider. It would have stopped both of my flyers. Are you as confused as I am? Because I'm pretty confused. Now, I can stop his jank Merfolk Looter by tapping it down, not allowing it to attack, and therefore it untaps while tapped. Doesn't untap, but what are you gonna play, bud? What are you gonna play? Okay. Now, there are several reasons why that was the wrong card to kill, but whatever. He's dead next turn, regardless. Because I would have just put down the Hallbrook and then... Don't use a Victim of Night in your main phase, please. Do me that favor. He could have won this game. He just chose not to. Now, don't ask me why I'm doing this. I mean, if he does have Spidery Grasp, it would still kill... it would still kill me. So... I'll attack, and he should be dead. And that's winning a game with Delver. God, that must suck. Ooh, that was some fun stuff coming up. Yeah, I like my deck. It sounded kind of wrong. I almost, want to play Dissipate. You never know when it dissipates. Yeah, I mean, I didn't draw one last game, and I had 2 in the deck. So knowing the laws of Magic the Gathering Online, if I put 1 in the deck, I have a better chance of drawing it. Kind of like how if you have 17 lands, you have absolutely no chance of either drawing them or you draw all of them at once. Yeah. Well, this game seems pretty much in the bag. I don't care how many fucking Bloodline Keepers he has, because I have Invisible fucking Stalker. Which, in a set based on horror, hits a little too close to home to Magic players. And black has no mass removal that can deal with Invisible Stalker. There's only 2 cards that can kill Invisible Stalker. And they're both red. One of them is Blasphemous Act, which, even though it has hexproof, kills Invisible Stalker. The other one is that fucking card that does 2 damage to all creatures, whatever. Alright, so do you know what? I want to keep my options open. I mean, I have a Stitch Trick, I have a Rebuke, I can put out a 3/2 flyer. There's absolutely no way that he can possibly kill my Invisible Stalker, so why not just sit back a turn, Maybe try and kill off the Markov Patrician, depending on what mana he plays. I'm really not that worried. I just don't want him gaining life, because even if I put Bonds of Faith on the Invisible Stalker, they're just going to trade life totals every turn. And if they do that, then it's porpoiseless. That's right, I said porpoise. Alright. In the words of the famous Boondock Saints, let's do some random acts of violence. Well, that tells me he either has a swamp in hand or does not have Bloodline Keeper, both of which are nice to hear. That's good. Now let's get in for 3 each turn. Granted, he had the early advantage, but because I didn't immediately go for the Bonds of Faith on the Invisible Stalker, like most people would have, they would have just tried to get in the quick damage. I actually stayed back, and now we're even on life totals, which is always a nice thing. What are you playing? What are you milling? Milling like a villain. Whoa. 3 lands and a spider. See, that's what I love about Delver of Secrets. He sideboarded in a Spidery Grasp because I had Delver and Stitch Drake, but mostly because I had Delver. And to think I haven't gotten to use my Unburial Rice yet. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? Now he right now could technically win the race when it comes to life. I think Spidery Grasp, though, other than Bloodline Keeper, was really his only way of dealing with flyers. So, let's see what he plays here. Villagers of Esmeralda. Okay, that could be a little worrisome. I'll give him that. I can deal 6 points per turn. Okay, good. Delver. If I didn't get a Delver, I might have been F'd in the R. By a T. With an N. CBOOT. So if the Delver flips, he's dead next turn. If it doesn't, he's down to 1 life. I think he has to play something. I don't think he just has the ability to let his... I don't think he has the luxury to let his villager flip, to be honest. Oh, he's searching. He's digging for gold right now. And he's also taken himself out of the ability to play victim. Basically anything. So if Delver flips, that's game over, because he doesn't have the mana to really do anything. That's what happens when you mill yourself to death. And yeah, sure, a lot of people are going to argue and say milling yourself to death is fun, but it doesn't work that. I find I like controlling things a lot better than milling myself. Well, I won the match, and Delver was going to flip next turn, so that would have been game. Nice try.